So if you want to, so to check for the vertical strain patterns, you either, when you come onto the sphenoid, you either get that sense of, like I said, diving forward like that, and that would be a vertical strain, or you get a sense of it being tucked under. And you can actually put in the test motions for that. So the test motion for a superior vertical strain would be, imagine if you could just rotate your thumb like that, okay? And then the other one would be rotating your thumb this way. Okay? So it's more of a rotation. And so when I put in those little test motions, I try to rotate it forward and like that, and it just won't go. I rotate it in like that, and it just goes and goes and goes. Can you feel that difference, Linda? If I do that, as opposed to doing that. See how it just hits that and won't go? I can force it, but I don't want to force it. I just want to, I'm just testing.
So it goes into extension more? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So what would that be for her?
Inferior vertical strain.
Inferior vertical strain. And so when I check for the lateral torsion, I would kind of move them both like this. And also I just don't get a sense of torsion with respect to the head. And so when I put in those test motions, see what happens. Yeah, so they feel pretty even on both sides. So I'm just kind of going like this.
Instead of just the thumb.
Yeah, I'm doing the thumb and the little finger both. So it's like taking the whole sphenobasilar system and twisting it into torsion.
That's what she was feeling on her, right? Willa was feeling.
Wait, do it again.
Oh, it was like this.
Yeah, probably that is what. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she probably,
and then she ran out of it.
Released it. Yeah. So that's good that it released that even. So, and then compression. The vertical strains often have compression associated with them. But if I go to compress it, it feels a little bit rubbery, and I go to extend it, and it feels a little bit rubbery. So if I had to, chart something for Linda, I would say inferior vertical strain. Mm-hmm. So then how you would treat that would be to...
so the sphenoid's tending to move inferiorly.
Yeah, so here's the occiput and here's the sphenoid, and the sphenoid's like this. It's strained into this kind of a pattern. Okay?
Extension.
And so that puts it into extension, almost permanent extension. Although it's still moving, but when it's a closed clamshell, you can't really call it real flexion extension because it's probably not flexing and extending here. It's just going like this, right? Because it's stuck, and so it's stuck. So the closed clamshell lesion is just an indication of how stuck the sphenobasilar joint is. And these three lesions get it really stuck. So again, what I would do to treat it is to go ahead and encourage it more inferiorly while I'm encouraging it towards the ceiling. And see if that works. And that will work, so I'll save it for who she's working. Okay. So now then there's
encouraging which one inferiorly?
Encouraging the sphenoid more into extension.
So more flexion. You want
more extension.
More extension.
To release. Yeah. So I'm moving in the direction of ease, which is to move it into more extension. Okay. Or more inferior shearing.
Okay, that's right, extension. Okay.
Yeah, more inferior shearing, and it feels like it would just kind of go like that and come out of it. So we'll save that for the works on you.
Are you holding the occiput in place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with my little fingers. So I'm trying to hold my little finger still and doing that with just my thumbs.
So how is the vertical strain test motion different from flexion and extension test motion?
So flexion extension, I would be moving my thumbs this way and that way.
Just
And the vertical strain, I'm just rotating my thumbs where they are.
okay, rotation. instead of-
Yeah. It's kind of tricky to leave your little fingers there and then rotate your thumbs. But again, you don't have to move it very much. It's mostly intention, right? So I just go about, I don't know if you can see my thumbs moving, but that's an exaggeration of what I'm doing. And then to test the flexion, I can go like that.
Okay.
And not a lot of pressure.
No. How hard was I pushing? Could you feel the test motions?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. So that's about the right levels. You know, if you can perceive it with your own fingers, that's about the right amount of force to use on a test motion.
Okay. And so if it is stuck and doesn't go up to the ceiling, what do you do? Like how long do you keep on trying, or do you just kind of put it back in place and do some other work and come back, or what is the algorithm there?
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good question, because sometimes you can be here for a while with these lesions and feel like you're just beating your head against a wall, right? So what I would do with her, for example, is I would try putting it into more inferior strain, invite it towards the ceiling, and if that didn't work, then what I would do is ask, okay, where's the primary lesion? So that'd be, asking in my head, and I'd tune in and listen to the body and say, okay, body, we've got this thing here we want to work on. Where's the primary lesion? And when I do that with Linda, again, I'm called into the upper third of the thoracic spine. So again, in the office, I would go work the whole dural tube and free that whole thing up before I came and worked up here.
So you leave it in that strain position, or do you kind of put it back and then go?
Well, if you released your attempts at treatment, it'll just go back where it was.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to make a special effort to kind of fix it and then